Hi everyone, this is my review for the movie Doctor Strange, the latest superhero to enter the MCU or Marvel Cinematic Universe. To be honest, I didn't know the character a lot before seeing the movie. I had only seen two incarnations of the character. One was in some of the comic books from the House of M series. I don't know if you know about them. I read those because my sister gave me like this big comic book, like all sorts of stories. I mean, there were various issues of many superhero comic books. So there was a Doctor Strange one, an X-Men one, and a Spider-Man one, and so on. And the other incarnation I remember was the one in the Spider-Man animated series from the 1990s. I'm sure many people saw that. And I remember Spider-Man seeking the help of Doctor Strange in order to fight like his inner demons, basically because he was transforming into this spider kind of thing. I don't know if it was then or when he lost Mary Jane that he looked for Doctor Strange, but anyhow he was in that series. So this movie introduces us to that character, Doctor Strange. He's very different from all the other superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe because he uses mystical powers. I mean, I think Vision may use kind of something like that, but not quite. I mean, Doctor Strange is really different. Basically, it's about him portrayed by Benedict Cumberbatch, who's a doctor, and he's a very prolific doctor, and he loses the ability to use his hands after a car crash, and he seeks help from all over the world, all the doctors in the world, and he doesn't get anything. And then out of nowhere, like it happens so often in the MCU, he knows about this guy that went to Nepal, to this like temple where they train people to connect to that mystical universe, and then he goes there and he meets the Asian one portrayed by Tilda Swinton. I love Tilda Swinton. And then he trains with her, and he trains in the the mystical arts, let's say, and a bit martial arts too, but mystical arts all preferably. And we see a lot of things that are very important to the character, as the Eye of Agamotto, which basically controls time, which is really important because at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, we get Wong, who's portrayed by Benedict Wong. I mean, that's really funny. We know that the Eye of Agamotto, the stone inside it, is an Infinity Stone, which has been it's an important thing in the MCU, although no one really speaks about it. I mean, it's really annoying because everyone in the movies is like, yeah, that's super normal, but it's really important. So we have seen some of them. I mean, Vision is wearing one on his forehead. He was created by one, basically. Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver's abilities were ignited or initiated, I don't know how to say it, by the same Infinity Stone which was on Loki's scepter, if I'm correct. And then we saw, where have we seen another one? In Guardians of the Galaxy we saw one in which the team like contained the power of it, destroying Drax the Conqueror. Drax the Conqueror, no. Well, a guy from outer space, and they destroyed him and contained the stone, and then the stone passed on to someone else. I think they're keeping it on like a vault or something. I mean, the Infinity Stones are really important, and this is the one which controls time, which makes for a really good action sequence towards the end. I mean, it doesn't really have that much action, this movie, which is kind of weird, and the action is kind of really soft, I would say. It's not like, I mean, people die, which is kind of different, but not because of Doctor Strange, but because of Mads Mikkelsen, who's portraying this really crazy person that wants to control the mystic arts in order to gain access to another dimension where this being that wants to basically to eat the earth lives, and he wants to help him because he thinks he's going to be more powerful, but that's obviously not the case, which is really, I mean, even for a person that doesn't know anything about the character, that's kind of obvious. So you expect the end it's not like surprising or anything. But the sequence at the end, and actually Doctor Strange, spoiler alert again, facing Dormammu is actually very interesting, because Benedict Cumberbatch did the work, I mean the motion capture work to portray Dormammu, so that's really interesting because he's facing himself, so that's really deep, and it's really an interesting kind of interaction, and a great final scene, because they use time and they use all these concepts that he has to learn, and in the way we actually learn, because apparently the mystical arts and mystical worlds are going to be very important for the MCU in the future. I mean, they are actually Iron Fist, which kind of deals with similar things, is going to be released this year on Netflix, just before the Defenders. I haven't seen, like, I just saw 1 or 2 episodes of Luke Cage. I didn't like it at all. I may try to look for the Iron Fist episodes, but Luke Cage was so bad in my opinion that I don't know if I want to see that. But I want to see the Defenders, because Sigourney Weaver is in that, and Sigourney Weaver is a perfect actress. I mean, she's so great. Sorry. So yeah, Doctor Strange was actually really good. The portrayal by Benedict Cumberbatch is very similar actually to Iron Man by Robert Downey Jr. And he's like cheeky and funny sometimes, and then he really gets very serious and very, like, he speaks like this, and then he speaks like, I mean, it's really annoying because the characters are really similar. So I see Doctor Strange kind of replacing Iron Man in the future, because we don't know how long we have with Robert Downey Jr. We don't know if he has signed up for more Avenger movies, I mean MCU movies, after Avengers Infinity War, I mean the second part, because we know he's going to be in both. But we don't know. I mean, maybe Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel are going to take the mantle over Captain America and Iron Man. So that would be interesting, but we don't really know exactly. So maybe that's why the characters are so similar. Matt Mikkelsen as the crazy person, whose name is Caecilius. It's really good. I mean, the makeup is actually really great, but his motivations are a little bit too thin, I would say, and it's not really believable what he does, but it's entertaining. Granted, he's very entertaining, and Matt Mikkelsen knows how to play a bad guy. I mean, and he knows how to play a good guy in Rogue One, so that's really great. I mean, I loved, of course, Tilda Swinton, and that scene at the end with Doctor Strange, that's beautiful, and that hasn't really been done a lot in the MCU, those kind of sentimental scenes that are really rich and really nice, and that you feel satisfied after, even if you're like, oh my god, that happened. But I think it was really good, and she's so well cast. I mean, I know that people say the Ancient One is actually an Asian man and whatever, but hey, they chose a woman, and yes, you may say she's a white woman, but they actually say she's Celtic. So that's really a great change for the character, and it kind of makes sense because people from, from that, the Celtics basically were a very religious people, and actually kind of mystical too. They had all these weird like things going on, and it's kind of great to make her a Celtic person. So I think that's great. Who else was in? Rachel McAdams as the Doctor who's in love. I mean, they tell us that they have been together before, and that's kind of but yeah, it's kind of an interesting relationship because she's not as weak as other ladies in the MCU that are like just there. I mean, Natalie Portman with Thor, or Pepper Potts with Iron Man. Yes, they kind of are strong, but not really that strong. And maybe they could do something else with this character called Christine Palmer. She's one of the night nurses, so maybe they could do something with her in the future. I mean, there's potential in the character, but as of yet, she's really another lady in distress, basically. Although she's not really in distress in any part of the movie, she just helps him, and he doesn't really acknowledges it, but she's in love with him still, so that's really interesting. At the end is Chiwetel Ejiofor as Karl Mordo. I mean, he's kind of a friend to Doctor Strange at the beginning. Not a friend, but like a companion in all his mystical learning and everything. And he thinks Doctor Strange is the real deal. He encourages him, sorry, and that's really nice. But it's like he turns really evil at the end. And sorry, that's not a spoiler because Karl Mordo is a bad person. I mean, if you know the character by name, I mean, a little bit from it, from the MCU, not the MCU, I mean the Marvel history, you know that Karl Mordo is bad, Mordo. So when I knew that he was cast as him, I was like, oh my god, he's a bad guy. But in all the movie, you don't see him turning into bad guy until the very last second, basically. So that's very interesting, and that builds up to Doctor Strange Part 2, maybe. I mean, in 2021 or something, but who cares? We now know that there will probably be a sequel to these great movies. It's actually a very good movie, very entertaining. The special effects are amazing. Amazing. I mean, they're really great, and no wonder it got nominated for a Best Visual Effects Oscar. It won't win. I really doubt it will win in front of The Jungle Book and Rogue One, but it's really great. I mean, it's really well done. It's really one of the best Marvel movies in visual effects area, and it really complements a little bit to the fact that earlier, last year, earlier, 2016, Captain America: The Civil War was released. So that was a very big shift in all that had to do with the Avengers. So it's really important to have like this breathing room for everyone to like expect newcomers and to like breathe a little bit before another big punch. And that other big punch will be Avengers Infinity War in 2019, I think, 2019. And yeah, I mean, before that we have to check out Black Panther, and in 2018, and in this year we have Thor Ragnarok, we have Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, and we have it's not the Amazing Spider-Man, it's something with Spider-Man. Spider-Man Homecoming, Jesus, I just forgot. But yeah, we all have those movies to look forward to. I mean, I think Thor Ragnarok is going to be the best one of them, of those three. And actually, it's hinted, that movie is hinted at the end of Doctor Strange. So we at least know that Doctor Strange knows a little bit about Thor, and vice versa. So that's really interesting. I mean, I really enjoyed the movie. I think it's a really great movie. It's not as long as other MCU movies. The portrayal by Benedict Cumberbatch is really good, and I think he could be a replacement for the Robert Downey Jr., and that will be great. I mean, I'm sad if Captain America has to go too, but because I really like that character and I really like the guy that portrays him, because Chris Evans is so hot. But you know, we have to accept change, and change this will be. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this movie. Sorry if I rambled a bit, and my tongue is a little bit stupid today. So yeah, please like this video, comment what you think about Doctor Strange and the upcoming Marvel movies. Share this video all over your social media, and please subscribe to my channel in this button, and see the last review here. It's about Hidden Figures. So thank you so much. Goodbye.